Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 86 podcast. This is the special of the week. I'm Jake Lawrence, and I am here today with
Jasper Stienemeyer.
There we go.
Nice.
We're already doing better this week than we were last week. Firstly, I want to thank everybody that listened. We got way more views than we expected to. There's no doubt about that. I was expecting 3, and 2 of those were going to be from me, and 1 of them was going to be from Jasper.
Yep.
So we already did better than we expected to.
How much did we do in the end, like since last week?
158, but I didn't look at the analytics. I didn't want to hurt my feelings.
Well, thank you very much for everything. Thank you.
Even if you clicked on it, that's pretty neat. Also, I want to thank everybody for their constructive criticism and their feedbacks. I think we figured out the lighting for now. We are doing it at a different time of day, so it shouldn't be as washed out. I will have to apologize for the camera quality, but we're not those big dogs, so we're doing what we can with what we got, essentially, for now. But yeah, we're working on it. We're going to pick up some shifts, and we're going to make things happen. So today, I think our topic is going to be the work hard, play hard mentality, and how that goes with mental health too, when it comes to working in the service industry. But first, let's jump into the gripe of the week. Jasper, will you take it away?
Sure. I wasn't sure which gripe I would pick this week, but
There's so many to choose from.
yeah, it was a rough week for me. But I landed on when people come into your restaurant and they pretend to care about you and know you, and then specifically ask for you, and then sit in your section and cause a lot of mayhem. That was what happened to me last week.
I came into your restaurant last week.
Definitely wasn't you.
Okay, not
jokes
this
aside.
time.
No, jokes aside. My gripe of the week was I had a table, 3-top, and one of them was a kid, and we ran out of one of the appetizers, and the kid wanted to eat that appetizer, and I had to apologize to the kid.
Oh, a child.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a little kid. The parents made me apologize to their kid because I didn't have his fish bites as an appetizer.
Yeah. I mean, you should have apologized. I'm on the parents' side 100%. Yeah. I think they should be on the podcast right now with their gripe of the week.
Honestly, just complaining about
out of the fish bites.
It's clearly my fault too, right?
Yeah. I get it though. It is pretty devastating when you go somewhere for a specific item and they don't have it.
Yeah. We have alternatives to that in our restaurant, but it was that specific thing that they wanted.
Was it the fish or what was it?
It was the fish. They wanted specifically that fish.
Oh.
And it's an appetizer, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Was it mahi?
Well, we had mahi. We didn't have any grouper, so.
No, of course. Yeah, no one wants the mahi.
Why have mahi if you can have grouper, right?
It's been on his menu for years, and the grouper takes the cake every single time.
Every time. How about you?
My gripe of the week, it happened to me twice in a row last week. One of them was on my double, and the other one, I was just tired. I was a little cranky, I'll be honest with you.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Camping. If anyone knows, we're not talking the Call of Duty terms of camping, which is also infuriating.
Same energy.
Makes you angry.
It really does.
So camping, for anyone that isn't aware, is whenever your guests come, they eat, they close out, and then they hang out, which totally reasonable, especially if you're catching up with them or you're waiting on plans. Like my restaurant is by a airport, so sometimes they'll kind of kill time there before they go through security. Completely understand, makes sense. I would probably do the same thing. But camping, I think, starts after 20 minutes after closing out. I had a set of guests stay 2 hours after the restaurant closed, actually. So I didn't end up getting to actually leave until 11 that night, and that was the day I was the double. So I was there for 12 hours, and I just was waiting on this one set of guests to leave. I mean, I'm glad they had fun, but there's a lot of other places. My restaurant setting is kind of weird. It's a little bit more fine dining, so I'm getting used to it. So there's a rule where if your guests are still there, you can't leave, even after they close out. And I know plenty of other restaurants where close out, you ask if they need anything else, and then you call it a day and you're all good. So you just, that's been something that I've been dealing with, because it does happen more than you think. It's almost like you put it in the air. One of our servers has the idea, they think if you sprinkle salt by the table, that for some reason, it's like a wives' tale, it makes them get up and leave. But I'm not bold enough, because I learned if you spilled salt, that was bad luck.
Really bad luck.
So I don't want to risk it. I'll just wait.
You should try it, honestly.
I should. She claims that it works. I don't know if I believe it, though. Oh, and I did want to talk about, we learned another lesson. We locked the door.
Yeah.
So no one will be coming in mid-shoot because I couldn't figure out how to edit that out, so I just left it in for all of you to see.
Hopefully nobody's gonna come in when
If they do,
locked door.
that'd be really bad.
That'd be great for the podcast, I guess.
That would. Finally something to clip. All right, but that's my gripe of the week. Nothing crazy, but campers, that's mine.
Yeah. They're really annoying just because it is so important for us to turntables.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
And
really frustrating
it's
too.
Just, they take up a table in your section, in your area that you serve,
Yeah.
and you can just not capitalize on that
Yeah.
table.
And I only get 3 table sections.
Yeah.
So that cuts into a third, 33.3% of my total earnings.
Good math right there.
Thanks.
Honestly, that was impressive.
That's from my mom. All right, let's jump right into the first segment here. We just finished up the appetizer. Do you want to take off with kind of what your thoughts are on the work hard, play hard mentality, Mr. Casino Man?
Yeah, so as perfect, right? That's really perfect. What I did yesterday, I had a friend coming in town that used to work at the restaurant I work at. And then we went to that restaurant, and afterwards, after the people we met that were working yesterday, we went to the casino. And I didn't get back until really early in the morning. And I had a night. It was good. But it's for us in the industry, it's quite normal to go out after work just because we build up so much stress and in some form even like aggression and just work pent up energy that going out afterwards just helps release all that and
Absolutely.
resettle. Even if you don't go out, in my experience at least, you know, I go home and then it takes me at least 2 to 3 hours just to
Decompress.
calm down and
Yeah.
resettle myself and be able to think about falling asleep.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you like work a double, I get server nightmares.
Yo.
God, we're such babies. This is
We really
embarrassing.
are. But isn't it interesting how that's like a phenomenon with everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody has these server dreams.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to, oh no, you had one where you just weeded the entire time you're asleep because like you're just going through and you're like, oh no, I'm caught up, and then you're like, why'd the host seat me twice again? I can't do this. I have 18 tables and I need to get waters for 9 of them, but I've noticed that going out afterwards, whether it's to dinner or just grab a beer, after you've served and like you've been the one with the facade, being nice, making sure that your guests are having a good time, it's nice to receive that too. And you get to do it and it lets you decompress. You can kind of shoot the shit with your bartender or your server or whoever it is, and it just helps make you feel better and human, because whenever you're clocked in serving, you kind of feel like a drone almost of like just making sure you're a proprietor of a good time. So it's nice when someone else is doing it. So you kind of, man, I feel bad for the bartenders that work the really late bars. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, where do they go?
I don't.
Waffle House. It's like there's not a lot of choices.
They go to Waffle House and they get into fist fights.
Oh. But it's really like you put on this mask, right?
Yep.
When you serve, and then you have finally time to take that off and be human again, right?
Yeah.
And it just feels so amazing. And then I know in my restaurant it's a lot like that we tend to go a bit overboard sometimes too. But that is also really in like the stressy nights, especially the weekend nights, the doubles you speak about. You really have so much like pent up like stress from that work that you just want to like release it.
Your
right?
nerves get fried.
Yeah.
Essentially, your nerves get fried, and you've got to find some sort of way. So if you're trying to cut back on drinking, or if you're like, no, I'm waking up early to go to the gym, and you're starting to like take some more healthy avenues, working out really does help with that. But no one wants to work out at 11 at night after a double. So a nice cold beer usually hits the spot pretty nicely. But it's a lot of it's nerves, because it's just stressful in general, because you've got to make sure everybody has a good experience, so that like then when you go out, you want to have the good experience.
Yeah.
The worst thing is when you go out and you don't have a good experience. You just go home more mad, and you're just like, just damn it.
That did happen before, yeah. That did happen before.
This happened plenty of times. You know, either the food's wrong, or they take forever to just say hi, or just any of the basic negative qualities of like bad service.
And you're so much more aware of it too, right? Because you've been like focusing all night on
good service.
Exactly, and then you receive bad service, and it's even sometimes more infuriating.
Yeah, I've thrown a few hissy fits in my day.
Yes,
Never to them.
Yes, you have.
Never to them. To my friends, where they can't hear me, and I always still tip 20%, no matter what. Well, most of the time, no matter what, I tip 20%.
At least, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's really interesting too, because like I like tend to tip very well, because I just went through all these stressful emotions and like feelings, and I know they're going through the same thing, so I like try to like give back. It's also like karma, right? In my opinion, If I
Yeah.
tip well, I receive well tips,
I
right?
do that too.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all. I feel like it's in the energy. I'm not a hippie like that, but I fully do believe the like good karma.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Server karma is a thing.
I think it is. What goes around comes around. So, I've got some really good tips coming my way. I got stiffed for the first time at my new restaurant.
Ooh. How big was the check?
Thank God it wasn't. It was just a lunch bill, so it was like $70. But they didn't even sign.
Oh, they just walked.
They just left.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if they forgot or anything, because usually you can like look to see if they'd written something, and then as long as the manager greens lights it, they'll let it slide. But no, there was nothing written. I was like, oh, cool.
It's probably horrible service, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh yeah, because I'm not the fanciest or refined person. I've found myself accidentally in a fine dining setting, and I have to do a completely different shift of Jake and what I am as a person and how I speak and how I walk. And I got 2 or 3 days ago, I was serving 2 different sets of guests, high rollers. Makes you so stressed. I was pouring their water. They ordered aquapana, so I got to bring a wine glass and pour it like it's fancy. And like Pinellas County's in a drought or something, so like we aren't doing like the tap water thing either. And my hand was shaking, pouring it.
So nervous.
Because I got a note that said, because any of our repeat guests that we have, the host will bring us a note so that we know what to do to ensure their best experience, because they will talk to the owner, not the managers. They'll talk to the owner, and you never want your name brought up to the owner. And it said, something, something, and then it goes, remember the cone for his Lamborghini. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
this was lunch. I was like, oh, okay. So I gotta turn it on real fast. My first guest of the day, I had to turn it on real fast. And then later that night, and it was a double. So like later that night, I had another set of guests. It was like a party, all of them Rolexes. So yet again, actually, thank goodness the sommelier did the bottle service for me, because I think I would have choked, because it was like the fancy wine glasses too.
Yeah.
So if it pours out a little too quick, it just like hits the bottom and shoots right
Splashes
back
out,
up. And the worst, we have white tablecloth, so if you dribble, it shows,
Oh, yeah.
and
Every
it's going to
little
show the entire night when they're there. So I was both times I was like, oh man, wish I worked at a place with picnic tables again. It was so stressful.
It must be nice to have a sommelier though. Like,
It's so nice.
it just takes so much pressure off you.
It really does, especially unless he quizzes you. Then you get nervous because, you drink wine and I drink wine, but I don't know if it was, a drought that year that the vineyard
Yeah.
made that wine or grew those grapes.
The special
So,
kind of like
yeah.
how the sun wrote, like all
But-
this other nonsense that plays into that.
He does help a lot with it. It's super convenient because if he sees you're busy, he'll do the bottle service, which I don't feel like he necessarily has to. He could just leave the bottle and let me drown, but he doesn't. He's helped me out a lot, which is super nice. Probably the best somm I know. One person's gonna find that funny and be a little mad because I know more than one. Yeah. And let us know how the audio is. It turns out the camera went to sleep, so hopefully we're still recording and you can see us. But we got a thing. We got a foam thing on there, so maybe that'll make the sound quality a little bit better. Please let us know in the comments, or text me, I guess. Most of you that watch know me personally.
Yeah. Some of those that watch from my side, please just let me know.
Yeah,
There's some people out there too, I swear.
yeah,
But coming back to like even like the work hard, play hard mentality, in my opinion, like some of it is the stress
Yeah.
that comes up, but it's also if you have a really good night,
yeah.
the feeling of having a really good night is
Yeah.
something that you want to reward.
Absolutely.
Right? Where you're like, man, I had great service, I made a lot of money, I didn't
Yep.
like make any mistakes all night.
Yep.
I just want to go and treat myself,
Absolutely.
And that could be again a couple drinks, a couple
Yep.
more drinks, or something to eat, right? It really depends on what you're in the mood for, but it is not only like stress wise, but it's also like a reward for the work you do.
Yep. And it's really nice whenever you have those good nights. And like we all servers, after you work at a certain restaurant for a certain amount of time, you kind of know what you're supposed to make each shift, whether it's a lunch shift or night shift or whatever it is, And so that's how we budget. You're like, it's Friday night. I should make $250 to $300 low end.
Yeah.
So like you go always by the lowest, but the best. You say you get slammed on a random Tuesday. You're like, your budget in your head, you're like, I'm thinking 180 to 220 maybe is what I'm gonna make, and you just crush it.
Yep.
You make 300, 320. That's like $80 of free money.
Yeah, right there.
that'll get you into a lot of trouble too if you think like that all the time.
Because all of a sudden you have all this extra money available, right? And it's like, okay, cool.
And
I'm
then
not
you
just
have
gonna get the
nothing.
greasy burger, and
And then you have nothing, and then it's slow season.
here you are.
Yep.
Oh man, I had one of those. Oh,
Yep. Oh, I have to relearn that lesson at least once a month.
yep.
At least once a month, I have to relearn that lesson where I'm like, oh, wait a second, I was actually in a good financial setting.
It's mostly like
now I'm right back to squander.
it's mostly like the third week of the month in my book, because you have the first 2 weeks and you actually make money and you have money in your account. It's like, let's go. And then by the end of the third week, the fourth week rolls around, rent rolls around. You're like, oh.
Car payment, car insurance, and you get a little sad. And you're like, oh, I guess I didn't need to go get steak 3 nights in a row. I didn't need that bottle.
Who would do that,
wine.
right?
I don't know. I didn't buy one this morning.
Yeah. Quick, did you have it for lunch?
I was going to.
Yeah.
No, I didn't though. I didn't want to smoke up the apartment before I went to work. We're doing the classic server move too. We're a double today. We're doing the podcast today, and then after this, as soon as we're done recording, we're getting in our cars.
Yep.
We got to go clock in. So.
It's gonna be a long night.
Yep. And then I'm off tomorrow, so I'm very excited.
I work a double tomorrow.
Ooh, you know what we need to talk about? Work hard, play hard, whatever, dude. It's the holiday coming up. It's Easter.
Easter.
I feel like this is the perfect time to talk a little bit about how that works.
That was pretty good. That was a good
Thanks.
transition right there.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I'm kind of good at this now, you know. I've done one. I've got one under my belt. No, holidays, my goodness. It's the best time and the worst time at the same time because that's where everyone goes out. You're gonna be busy every shift. You're gonna make all the money. And the shifts go by fast too. So like it's like a blink of an eye, and you're like, oh, it's already 9:30. Sweet. All right. Better start refilling ketchup bottles. It's time for me to go home.
Side work.
However, you also don't get any holidays off. You don't get to hang out unless it's midnight after work, and usually you're doubles throughout the whole time just because it's so chaotic the entire time. But I'm very excited. I haven't served during a holiday in a while now. Wait, no, Valentine's. I did Valentine's.
Yeah, you did Valentine's.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm looking forward to doing that again here on Easter Sunday. So.
We used to be closed on Easter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
the restaurant I work at, because the owners have families themselves, they used to close for holidays. And this is going to be my first Easter I'm going to work. So
Sucker.
It's going to be crazy.
I've worked every Easter for the last 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it good money for you every time? Like,
yeah.
In the restaurants where you had like brunch, how was like Easter brunch? Probably crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, my restaurant now isn't open on weekends for lunch, but we're open this Sunday. They're doing like a whole. I don't know. It's a whole different serving style, so I have no idea what I'm walking into. It's like a buffet setting. I don't know how that works. I'm like, well, if they just go get their food, what am I here for?
Sounds like you're gonna have a lot of gripes next week. I have a feeling there's a lot of crazy things.
No. This whole point of this podcast is to be negative. One gripe a week. I said we can do that because this is our therapy.
It is.
Because neither one of us can afford therapy, and honestly, I don't really need any. I'm pretty good. So.
But speaking of that kind of stuff, you know, like stressful weekends like this, like holidays, really take a toll on your mental health. Like we already talked about how stress increases during like busy nights and how much that takes a toll on you, and it really affects you to be constantly involved with other people and constantly have to make sure that these people are doing good and are happy with like their experience. And if it goes good, it goes good. But if it goes bad, it
spirals quickly. Yeah.
And stuff like that lingers too. I mean, the classic, like you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you realize, oh, I forgot this table's condiments, or I forgot to like get them another like
They
soda.
wanted another Coke Zero.
Yep.
It's always a Coke Zero, by the way.
Pepsi
It's
for me,
always, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, and
Unsweet tea.
we're definitely gonna play hard after Easter. I'm a double the day after Easter actually, so that's just some icing on the cake for me. You know, it's probably gonna be the slowest day I'll witness because after the holidays it dies down for a week or two. But I'm definitely gonna play hard on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Tuesday.
What?
Yeah, we're closed Monday, so that's good.
Oh yeah, that's convenient for you. I'm
gonna
happy
miss a good
for you.
day.
Yeah.
Gonna miss a lot of anxiety from that day.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of works as well because, like how we're talking about like the level of service and everything, on holidays too, like this, when it's gonna be big groups, it's gonna be full families. You know, grandma, grandpa, maybe even some great grandmas and great grandpas. Who knows how many of them are still out there? But they're all gonna come out and because they don't come out often or they don't see the whole family together at the same time often, they have higher expectations of what they're going to be like doing and what kind of service they're going to be receiving too. So that does add another stressor. And if you're human, which I am and you are, we do take it personally.
Yeah.
Like if someone has a good time and they're like, we had a great time, I genuinely appreciate it. Like I like it. Like I appreciate when they tell me that stuff because like it makes my day to know that I did help make someone's day. You know, we'll talk about negative reviews later, but I'm gonna mention a few that I've received verbally, not written down, but verbally, which does the opposite of make your day, ruins it a little bit for you. But it's nice to get to make people's day. Whenever you do a good job with it, no matter how much it is stressful and how it can be chaotic, and honestly, you're spiraling in your own head. You're like, I should just leave. Nothing's stopping me from walking to my truck and going home. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Come find me.
Yeah.
You know. But then whenever it all pays off in the end, financially and honestly, like emotionally, it does make your day. When I used to sell cars and someone would be excited that, oh, this is my first car, or like, thank you so much. I've never bought a brand new car, or like I've been riding the bus, or my car got totaled, and like they're excited. They give you a hug. You're like, that's awesome. Now there's been plenty of times I sold cars and they were just nasty the whole time, and I didn't even want to sell them the car. I just wanted to tell them they can just Uber home, actually. But I digress.
There's also plenty of times where you thought that you did good service, right? And then people are still unhappy with it. They'll find something that they didn't like about it, or they just want to like be spiteful for being spiteful, and that's very negative on your like mental health too, because you put all that work in and you pride yourself with your work, right? And then all of a sudden, these people just nitpick stuff and just give you a hard time for no reason.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And that it weighs you down, and as you said, like you start spiraling, and that really also affects the rest of your night in my book. Right?
It can, yeah. It can absolutely mess up the rest of your night. But you got to try not to fall into that rabbit hole. Okay. You just got to kind of brush it off. The worst is whenever they do it with your manager, because then you're like the whole time in the back here, you're like, your manager's not going to interrupt you mid-service either. They're going to either mention it that night or maybe even the next day or something, and you're like, oh, I swear, if these people just cost me my job. Or you're like, oh, great, now you're going to mess up my sections because they're going to punish me for like whatever the issue was, or mess with my schedule. You're like, oh, these people don't realize how much they can just really mess your day up with like one sentence, even if they don't mean it necessarily, which also adds stress. But as you can see, we've got soft hands. We're servers. We're not blue collar men by any means necessary.
We should go work on an oil rig, honestly.
We should. I think we should. We could start another podcast for oil rigs.
Talk about that feeling.
Yeah, I wonder how they feel all the time. We have a lot of feelings.
We do.
Especially me. I've been told that by everybody. Actually.
You do.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jasper. All right. I think we did pretty good on that topic. What do you say?
Yeah, that was good.
Should we hop into the next segment here?
Let's do it.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go with, I had a hard time finding any funny reviews, so I'm just going to put myself on blast. This is back when he and I worked together. There was, I remember, it was just how we talked about. It was in season, crazy weekend, slammed. Absolutely slammed. I had like a 4-table section, and they were all like 6 tops. So you're taking care of a lot of people, a lot of different timings, and there's a lot of multitasking that goes on whenever you're dealing with stuff like that. And my main goal for the night was make sure that they had the drinks they wanted and the food they wanted at a reasonable time. And that was all I could do within my power to make sure it all worked out. And I thought I did great, in my opinion, if I'm being humble about it. I think the food came out right, everything, and nothing got messed up. So like it was all, I was like, perfect. That was a good shift, good job. And this dude, I drop off the check and he just goes, hey man, food was good, drinks were good. Would have liked a few more table touches though. Didn't really get to see you. And I remember, I turned around, he said that to me, and I just went, to just reference the slammed restaurant that we were standing in. And I said, sorry sir, I'll do better next time. And then I just had to walk away. And I probably should have told a manager so that they could go say hi, and I didn't because I didn't want to get yelled at.
That was pretty professional for you, honestly.
That was pretty good.
Stuff you pulled at that restaurant, that was pretty professional.
Thank you. Thank you. As I've said, I'm living and growing every day.
One of the reviews I found, which is not a funny one, but something I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to read it and then talk about it. The folks who work here are diamonds. That was the end of the good experience. The food was overly salty. We are a group of folks who love leftovers. No one felt compelled to take anything home. I would recommend eating anywhere else. Drink your hearts out. It sucks when the vibe's good and the food sucks. And
That's true. It does suck when the vibe's good and the
but it's also
food
like
sucks.
a review like this is, in my book, not helping on one side, and also like it takes a toll on the server, right?
Yeah.
Because you did everything right, and then you still see that this is a 1-star review, right?
Yeah.
So it is just, it's also unfair to write that for us, right? Because again,
We didn't cook it.
we didn't do anything wrong, but we still, like, this reflects negatively on us.
Unless that server cooked it.
Now then they're in trouble.
Yeah, then they're cooked. I thought of another one. This one hits close to home. It's not on me though, so it all works out. There's this wine bar. It's actually the one we're in right now. They got one about not enough blueberries in their charcuterie
Oh
board.
yeah, I remember that one.
They said everything was great, not enough blueberries. Mind you, the charcuterie board's full.
Yeah.
There's just enough room for the logo. Like, there's so much food on this charcuterie board. And they said there's only 8 blueberries. They sat there and counted them and then complained there was only 8. Mind you, on the menu, it doesn't say there's supposed to be 10. It just says blueberries on it. So we make it a point every time that there's at least double that amount on the blueberries every time.
They should hold it to standard, right? There should be a clear blueberry standard on every board.
I agree.
Clear number.
In every restaurant, actually.
Yeah.
Even if there's no blueberries to be served in anything, they should have ample blueberries ready. Yeah,
Every time.
absolutely.
This next review I found is, it's not really a restaurant. It's more of like a quick takeout spot, but I thought this one's gonna hit home really funnily. It's gonna go. I went there, was 3 employees, no other customers except me, and took a second to make me toast. They kept talking about how one of them had too much alcohol last night. Lol, in front of customers, talking like this is crazy. Which goes again, like, in the topic of, you know, work hard, play hard.
Oh, I
right?
see what you did
Yeah,
there.
that's smart, right?
Dude, you're good at this.
But
Yeah.
you
That-
gotta be careful.
that
with
is
that kind of stuff.
unprofessional, yeah.
You gotta be careful with that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And because the restaurant I work at is very like easygoing, we catch ourselves doing that sometimes too, and then we gotta just take a step back and
Yeah.
like stop doing that. That's totally normal conversation for us servers. In my book.
We have meetings like that actually at my job too, where they're
Yeah.
like, hey, they don't want to hear the locker talk.
Yeah.
Like none of the guests want to hear you talking, whether it's complaining about someone that's there or honestly they don't want to know you're human. Like they just want to know that you're a server.
Yeah.
And just kind of do your
It's like
thing.
you basically don't talk in front of
Yeah.
the customer,
Yeah.
which is professional and it's the right
Yeah.
thing to do. But sometimes it's hard. It really
Yeah.
is hard.
Especially when you're there for 12 hours and everyone has a job. You get close with your coworkers, so that makes complete sense to talk about it and like shoot the shit, especially if you don't really hang out with them outside of work, you know. But we just talked about that. The GM had to tell someone to be quiet as one of the support staff. It was pretty funny. He made a joke. It was a really funny joke, but he said it way too loud right as the GM walked by. He was like, and I was like, oh,
That's a write-up.
oh, I remember when that used to be me.
That's good.
All right, I think that just about
Yeah.
gets the topic